Chapter 84, Penelope.
What's worried me, and all of us about this mission, is we may have exposed our cover by doing what we did. Branwell's displayed his fears with us too, and he's right. All we tried to do in the dream world was get a lay of the land to coordinate a proper plan, and it was sabotaged. We never meant for my father, or whatever that was, to realize we might be on their tails. So this might not go well. We all agreed as a result that not only would my role be keeping watch, but someone else would be with me to cover all views. Branwell and I managed to hijack a crane. We climbed up, and with our binoculars, we're keeping an eye on everybody from tremendously high up. It's now 3 p.m, so I think a lot of workers will be thinking about going home and a little tired from the day. A decent time to strike. "I've successfully hacked it," we hear Bentley through our radio. "Any problem?" I ask. "Nope, no detection. At the ready." Bentley managed to hack into the city's power grid network and found the passwords for the ones that allow access to the neighborhood the whole place is connected to. "Great," Branwell replies. "Time to officially begin," says Sly. "Everyone in the field, time to put our connections to your buds." From down here, we faintly see Dimitri and Carmelita walking into the shop. Both of them are in different clothes than they're used to. We had a stop at the Gap store earlier. The both of them said their new clothes were way too plain, but that was the idea. Our plan involved everyone getting into a different position within the business. For the two of them, they are meant to look like a couple interested in buying their first car and asking for recommendations on what to get and what parts they'll need. They won't be able to get past Warren, our main operations guard who sits at the back, without something big to distract him, and we've got that covered fairly well. We also see a truck arriving from just down the street. McSweeney and Thornell are supposed to be in the driver's seats. We stole that truck an hour and a half ago from a parking lot full of them and filled the back of the truck with the first things we could find and tarp over them. So far this is going great. It's easy being undercover at my father's car shop when you act like you're supposed to be there. I noticed Murray walking through the alleyway. He had to put on a business uniform. It must feel really weird on him. It makes me think about how I'm now wearing overalls again. I bought a new pair since we had time before the heist, and we had to buy all those clothes for the operation anyway. By my estimation, they should walk and drive through around the same time. Branwell and I watch patiently as each arrive. I peek back through my binoculars. "Any sign of my dad or Silvio?" I asked the dog. "No. I'm primarily focusing on the left of the lot where the shop, apartments I grew up in, and repair ward are. Branwell's focusing more on the right where the main garage is, and we both have our eyes on the middle outdoor lot. From how everyone's moving, they do seem a little anticipative, but when the truck arrives, no one springs and has a weapon prepared. I take that as a good sign. I can't hear what everyone is saying, but I remember Bentley told McSweeney and Thornell to say to the guards that they were asked to do a delivery of some wood planks and steel pipes. Murray was to come in as a customer and pretend he got a phone call that their company finally got a new bumper that he had to specifically order. Something involving an outdated car that doesn't have the right parts in regular stores anymore. I came up with that one because the company really does order and sell specific and special individual car parts and puts them in storage. This place always had a hut with a big order sign above it, where they always stored these parts, and I saw in the dream world that it was still there. So we figured the guard would go back there again, and now the moment of truth is coming up. Soon McSweeney and Thornell get out and begin unloading the contents of their truck, with a few people scratching their heads but not raising alarms. "I don't know exactly what your dad looks like," points out Branwell as he does another search with the binoculars. "You've given us a drawing of him, but what if there's someone who looks like him but it isn't? If you think you see him anyway based on that drawing, let me know," I tell him. "Okay, how does it feel, by the way, seeing your home again?" I put down the binoculars. It's conflicting. Not everyone here was a monster to me, and he is still my dad. But that potion was targeted towards me for some reason, and it caused me to do horrible things to Bentley and the rest of the gang. I have to do this. For what it's worth, I hope no one you were really close to gets too badly hurt or anything. Thanks. Now, it looks like everyone's properly in position. I put my radio back on. We're all good, Bentley. You do it. Roger, Penelope. Going in. 3, 2, 1. It's the middle of the afternoon, so things don't necessarily go dark. But they must have in the orders room. It was always dark in there when the lights weren't on. I saw Murray go in there a few seconds ago with someone to find his supposed bumper. He should be knocked out by now. I also hear the notable silence from the saws and machinery all suddenly shutting off. Even from up here, I hear a scream in the shop. My guess it was from the shock pistol. McSweeney and Thornell make quite the ruckus when everyone's heads are turned from the lights going off. They attack, and they do a real good job of it. Soon Murray and Dimitri and Carmelita join in, out of the back way of the shop before the two of them can get outnumbered. Below, in the road, cars are beginning to honk and people are beginning to shout, wondering what all the traffic lights are doing out. No one can come or go. Awesome, says Branwell in response to all the fighting and how it's going in our favor. Eyes on the building, I remind him. I look at Bentley's RC helicopter. I have it here with me. The design could be slightly improved, but it should do the job for dropping bombs. I try not to let myself be seen near it as it takes flight, and I bring it above the part of the building where I remember the weapons used to be stashed. I don't risk using all of the ammunition for fear of hurting anyone on the team. Plus, there are supposed to be hidden computers and documents behind this part of the lot. Bentley's supposed to get to them and hack them to see if we're missing anything, and I have a plan for getting down there if he needs hacking assistance. I'm almost there, says Bentley through the channel. I can hear his wheels spinning through the radio. Great. Sly, are you? Branwell shrieks. I'm so surprised I nearly tip off the crane. It was Silvio, Branwell points to the garage. I know it was. I can't see him. He must have moved. Maybe he's now on the run. I go to the walkie-talkie. Carmelita, you heard that? Make the call. Sly? On it. Sly had been hiding in the back of the truck, not even leaving when the fighting began. His role has been to either create a Plan B distraction or be a Plan B helping hand, whichever situation called for it. Carmelita's main role has been to use her Interpol connections to convince the local police to send an army over. Catching my dad might not even matter, nor the khamium, at least right now. The plane's GPS definitely landed not here exactly, but in this state, and it's definitely here, hence the big new safe we saw. But if we catch Silvio as a fugitive, we could then try to convince him to sing for a lenient sentence. He'll lead us to who's behind all this, but first we have to catch him. There's no better person on the team to do that than Sly. I can feel Branwell's itch to take down Silvio himself, but as he's still a fugitive and Carmelita's bringing the police here, it's best he doesn't. I didn't hear Carmelita make the call, but I did see her talk into her watch. We also see Sly run over to the garage. Don't let Silvio escape, says Branwell into the radio. If anyone can go with Sly, please do. I begin to look over to see if anyone who heard is able to go with him, and something stops me. Over in the residency, on the upper floors of the left building are windows, and all of a sudden, I think I see my dad through one. It was faint and only for a second, but it had to be him. Over there is where his office has always been. Jeanette and Selena and I lived there too in the residencies. I don't think he saw me notice him. There, he's at the window again. Is he going to get out a weapon and try to shoot everyone? That's a possibility. From my glimpses, he seems calm about this. I'm not sure how he could be. He was always so paranoid about something like this happening. Guys, be prepared to take cover, I say in the radio, then quickly bring the RC helicopter back to me. Branwell should be okay to handle the surveillance on his own for now. I then grab hold of the little helicopter and fly myself above my old house. I then let go when I'm right below the edge and fall until I grip one of the windowsills. The way I see it, no one will ever be expecting me to sneak in through a third-floor window. It's fortunately unlocked, but I had a wrench in my belt to smash it just in case it was. When I'm in, I try not to think too hard about how, after so many years, I'm actually back in my old house. I need to keep my dad distracted if he gets any ideas, so I have to keep my own head in the game. I don't see him in the empty hallway anywhere, so I drown out the noise from the outside and try to hear any footsteps. And I think I hear computer keys clacking. They're large and heavy. I think that's from his office. I sneak over near it. I see the door shut, and his desk faces the door, so I can't get in that way. I consider climbing outside and go in through another window when I hear him get up from his desk and start to walk this way. I quickly dash into the room closest to me, coincidentally my old bedroom. He walks right by the closed door. He must not know I'm here. I peek through the door, and I don't see him with any weapons as he speed walks down. I start to trail him, and then something stops me cold. Right next to me was Jeanette's old room. And there she is. Jeanette, in bed, fast asleep. I may have seen her just a day ago in the dream, but it still feels like a complete reunion. I don't know if she's sick or anything. It's in the middle of the day. What's she doing in bed? I lightly brush her. Jeanette, I say quietly. She begins to groan and blinks her eyes open. Jeanette! I give her a light hug, and she manages to return it. What's going on? Why are you in bed? Are you hurt? So you're really here? She croaks. I had a feeling that dream felt too real. What happened? I fell asleep on the job, collapsed. I didn't say anything. I told everyone. I must have been dehydrated, but Dad's been keeping me. An alarm goes off. It sounds like it's coming from everywhere and not just this room. Jeanette jolts awake too and flies out of bed. She then shoves me out of the room before I can even ask why she's doing it. She flings me out so hard I fall on my back. Why did you? Bars fly through the top of the entryway. From behind her, I see the windows in the room are now caged too. Jeanette's trapped, but she saved me from being trapped too. It's a new procedure, she says from the other side of the bars. You'd better get going. Will you be okay? I ask. Heartbroken our reunion has cut so short like this. Yeah, I'll keep playing innocent. Just go. She touches my hand as I get up. We'll have plenty of time to work things out later.